Okay, joining us today here at Nova Lab Studios in downtown LA is the artist Dehmq. Thanks for coming, bro.
Hello. So nice to be here, honestly.
Yeah, I mean we've had this scheduled for some time. Obviously, a lot has happened from when we initially scheduled it, so we'll kind of start talking about that. So, like we mentioned, so you're an artist. You work pretty closely with one of our former guests, Art. And you guys are working on something right now. Well, you just completed a piece right now that is being raffled off, and all the proceeds are going to ArmeniaFund. Why don't you talk a little bit about what you guys worked on?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as you just mentioned, we just finished it, which is fresh out of the oven. And so what we did was we decided to do a raffle piece since we can't actually fly over to Armenia and like join the front lines. We're like, okay, we have to do something here, and we're artists and we love creating, so we got to raise awareness and also make money. It's just like money is the most important thing that we can just send to Armenia as much as we can and as fast as we can and as consistently as we can. So what we decided to do was we do this painting, and we decided to let's raffle it off. I got that idea from Linda, and she's like, I think you guys should raffle this off. And I'm like, yeah, that'll be amazing, genius idea. And so we decided, let's create this piece and post it on Instagram. And let's see what happens, how much money we can collect. Whatever we do, we'd see if we can double it and then send it over to Armenia. So what we did was we got raw canvas, and Art did the background. He has this artwork that he does. He calls it his vibes. And we did it with the Armenia colors. And he did the background, and I came in and I did the eternity symbol right on top of it with my calligraphy. And then I had him when I added like a little gold belt around it and everything, and then he added his own touch again. So this took like 3-4 days of just going back and forth collaborating. What the cool part is that we posted about it on Sunday, I think, about the raffle, and I love our community. This is what I love, like the Armenians so much, is that we posted about it and legit saying that like, hey, we're creating a one-of-one piece. It's me and Art, like, and we're gonna donate our funds. And then everyone was just in a day and a half, we collected like $3,000. Just like people without even seeing it, without mentioning what the artist work is.
There was no teaser. They were like,
just like, hey guys, we're like creating a piece. Everyone's like, no way, like donate. So it's $25 per raffle, and mostly what people did was they bought more than one ticket, which is amazing. And everyone's like, oh, I hope I win. It's like you haven't even seen the piece. So it's like it makes us feel so like special and so proud of our people that like, and also not only to mention our fans that have become our family, basically, like the way to say it, our brothers and sisters now, so it's as much as we can do, since we can't join the front lines again. What we're doing our part here, just save as much as money we can and raise as much money as we can and awareness and whatnot. Send it over, see what we can do. And then we're gonna have the raffle this Saturday at Splatterhouse, 7 p.m. And we've got a bunch of other artists joining in and everything. So I don't know if we can. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay, let's do that. All right. So this Saturday, we have a full.
This Saturday, what's the date? The 17th, right?
The 17th,
October 17th.
Yeah, 17th at 7 p.m. at Splatterhouse on Magnolia and Burbank. We're gonna have. So what we did was, after we created this piece, we're like, why not have bunch of other artists, because there's so many of us too, and that are like unheard of, or even haven't seen, don't have the recognition yet, so like let's get the exposure too, and also raise awareness too. So let's get them to raffle off a piece of their own, an art piece of their own, and then Saturday we'll have an opening, like a gallery show of all the art pieces there, and also there's a lot of foot traffic on Saturdays on Magnolia, which is dope. So people can walk in, see that, again, raise awareness with that too, and also collectively with everyone's individual raffles, we'll collect all the money together, find a business that can match it, send it, bro, and then do it again. And we've got so many raffle submissions that it's like I almost want to give an art piece to everybody. You know what I mean? It's like, oh man, thank you guys so much. So we're just gonna do this weekly. I think that the way we're gonna win this war is consistency. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Consistency is the only way, and just keep the funds going. Usually like every day, instead of going to Starbucks drive-through, like I've honestly been seeing the Starbucks drive-through lines less. People like Starbucks, like I think people are donating their money way more. I was working out the other day, and these two kids were like, "Yeah, man." I'm like, "Do you want to go eat after?" They're like, "No, I can't." Like, what do you mean? It's like, oh, like I don't have any money, bro. I've donated it all. They're like, it's okay. I'll spot you in this house. It felt nice to hear that, bro. Yeah, like, that's dope. 2 Armenian little kids working out. You know what I mean? These are kids working out. Like there's no way they're over 20. But that's amazing. Like these little kids are donating everything they have, And they had that. Do you see that guy that donated like all his life savings that it came to
The
America?
down payment or something.
Yeah, like over $100,000.
$101,000 or something like
what
that.
a guy, bro. I'm getting goosebumps right now. You know, like I'm like, wow, bro.
I remember the guy. It was his life savings. It was gonna be, I think, his first house here or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully, I'm remembering that correctly. And he gave it all.
He gave it all.
Every single dollar of that. He donated it.
He gave it all, just like his parents gave him everything to get him to where he is, or you know. And I think that someone started a GoFundMe page for him so they can like get money back for him to buy a house.
I feel like I heard. I heard also. I think I saw like some like lenders and stuff saying if someone can find this guy for me, like once like he's ready, like I'll do his loan for free. Like I'll set everything up for him. Like Armenian and we'll get him set up. We
have our people in every business, bro.
Yeah,
that's the best thing. It's the news, man. The news is killing us, bro.
Yeah, that's what's been. There's two parts of that. Like I'll touch on. Like the one thing is there's a lot of information going around, and this isn't towards any one particular news. Like there's a lot of information in general, right? You have misinformation that's getting pumped from the Azeri side and the Turkish side, but then outside of that, the part that I hope that just everyone else that's pro-human and trying not to, that's not an advocate of what's going on. The only part that I hope we don't get tripped up there is like we don't get lost in all the other information, not the misinformation, not what's intentionally misleading, but like there's just so much other stuff circulating. It's like, okay, let's make sure things are factual though before we share it. Yeah. Like I've seen some videos like they get popped up like, oh, so-and-so was saying this in support, but it's like it was not like quite as fresh. Like I think some people are posting some stuff saying like, oh, look what they just said about us. Like actually no, this was a while ago. Like what, are they still standing by that? Like are we still seeing that consistency? Are they still maintaining what they thought involved? Because there's people that they switch or they stop thing, like politicians coming in, we're gonna recognize the genocide, and then they're in the office. Why? So that's the only thing that I see about that that I'm get a little concerned about when we have so much stuff. Everyone's posting a lot, obviously, and that's good. By no means am I saying it's wrong, but it's like hopefully we all can stay synchronized with what it is, because then I'll see conflicting stuff too with like protests. We're trying to set up protests here, but I said, there was one I saw today. No, let's not do it there. But then there's so many people that want to do it. So it's like, it's not just one person you tell, hey, don't. Yeah, absolutely. Because one group of people is doing it, and then there's this other group, and this other group. So it's just, and again, this is all good thing. Everyone wants to do something, but then okay, this is good, but let's bring it all in. Like let's make it orderly, and that way we can get it done efficiently. But it's still good. It's a good quote unquote problem if you want to categorize it as that. Yeah. And then the other thing with the news too is obviously what we're seeing with like lack of coverage initially, and frankly, still I want to say it's great, the coverage. We got people out there, man. It's like people are protesting, like ready to protest. It's just raising as much awareness as we can and getting like America involved. And I don't know what's happening in Russia, man. That I don't understand. It like it's getting confusing. It's confusing, and like you said, there's a lot of misinformation being tossed around too. But we're ready for anything, bro. We're gonna fight to the end. There's no way. It seems like they're playing neutral currently. Yeah, right. They have interests in both sides. One is financial. One is like historically, like because Armenia was in Soviet Union, they still kind of have like a hand over them in a way. Like the influence, I think, is still felt to an extent. Could be wrong, but it seems like that's how it is. So I think that's why they're like, let's see how long we can go without doing anything, and maybe it gets sorted out. But it seems like it's just getting worse by the day, unfortunately. Yeah. Like it just seems like one long day that hasn't ended. Yeah, exactly. It just keeps happening because you wake up, the news hasn't changed. Exactly. Bombing again, another bombing, more civilians. They're going after a hospital, this, that. It's like, geez. Yeah. And then it's like, and then now today, you probably saw it too, like Turkey like banned like what, flying in their airspace. And there was like, what was it, 100 tons of aid? I don't know what, it was a lot. There was a lot of aid that was being sent from here. They're like, no. And it was, I think, Qatar Airways. I saw. Yeah, they canceled the flight. Like, okay, so I don't know if it's still grounded here. I don't know how that works. What do you say to that, bro? Like I find myself speechless, bro. Just being like, okay, let's just make another painting, bro, and just raise some money, bro. I swear to God, like, what are you supposed to say? Like, and not to mention, like, their whole, like, the exposure the actual Azeri people and everything have to their media, it's been banned. Like, no one can see anything, right? So yeah, like, the people inside, like, I think all social media except one. I don't remember. Was it Twitter? And I think it was like limited.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about. Like you live somewhere,
Yeah.
and then you're like, let me just go on this website, and it's
Yeah.
like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, it's not there. It doesn't work. Ban. It's like,
I'm not sure exactly where I read it or who said it, but they're saying the only way the war is going to end is if the Azeri people go against the government, like in protesters like that. I think, but you see videos of their protests. And it's like, and you have like soldiers and stuff. They're just beating their people, just taking them away, arresting them. It's crazy, man.
I mean, I saw videos, and again, this is what I hope. What was circulating was like, look at them. They're just grabbing their people and throwing them in vans to go fight.
Yeah.
Again,
apparently that was like 2 years ago. I don't know.
Oh,
So,
okay,
yeah.
there you go. See,
Yeah,
that's the other thing. Like, I'm seeing that. I'm like, is this now?
Yeah,
Did this
exactly.
happen today?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the other part of that. I'm like, again, it gets tricky. That's why I get a little cautious to sharing certain things. I'm like, I want to share stuff, but I want to make sure, like, again, we're relaying relevant and accurate information.
Yeah.
So that, like, again, hopefully we get this to, like, if non-Armenian people see it, like, they're not saying something from like 5 years ago. Like, man.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, this is happening right now. Like, look at what's going on currently.
Yeah.
This information, this video, all of this, it just happened. Like, it's very fresh. See how it is.
Yeah. Honestly, bro, like, I'm gonna be honest. Turkey, there's no way Turkey is not using Azerbaijan to kind of stir things up as like total like puppet style, like using whoever's like brainwashed and ready to go and just full of hate to just fulfill their bigger picture. Which as soon as Azeri, like if they win and stuff like that, Turkey is just gonna like just scoot Azeri over and use their land to like attack someone else. So, like, there's no way.
Yeah.
They have a bigger picture. They're much more evil than this. Like there's way more demonic.
They've been instigators for a very long time.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah.
It's like it's unbelievable, honestly, that they're. I mean, they have been in a lot of disputes and fights and battles, so it's not like I can say they haven't. But it's like they just turn around, they see someone there, like, it's like, dude,
yeah. Dude, have you searched? I just did this yesterday. It was like Turkey. Google search Turkey's conflict with, and then it just all the like this.
It's like a long list of just everyone.
Oh my god!
I saw another one today. Again, was it current or not? It was saying something like Turkey's like trying to go after Greece, and I was like,
yeah.
They're
Like,
just trying to get with everyone, like start something with everyone, like simultaneously. Like,
I don't get it. It's I mean, we're like, evil is out and about right now and just poking at people left and right. It's as bright as day. It's in everyone's face. It's just 2020 has been not the best year,
to say the least.
To say the least. It's been terrible, you know. So and it's brought out the evil and just the muck, and people have been getting exposed. The whole thing with Hollywood, you know, and just the whole child thing, and then that got accepted. We're like, what? How is that approved?
Well, and then California like put out like lenient sentences for it too.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, so that, and then next, like. And this war and this pandemic it's just like piling up. It's just I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and then I mean it's not surprising, and you see people taking to the streets, and then for different stuff. Right now we're on the streets, right? You had BLM. I don't know. Maybe they're still on the streets. I don't know. Like I lose track. There's so much going on. You have riots over so and so got shot. This person, and then you're all throughout Portland's been going like a third of the year. They've been rioting every night, and then like part of like you think it's like, well, people aren't working. Or people's pay's cut. People are like struggling to make ends meet.
People don't even want to work too. Some people, because they're getting paid the EDD, and they're just.
I don't know if that ran out, but that was in the beginning, right? But then it's like you think it's like, okay, this part, it's like a culmination of just bad.
It is, right?
Because you have no work, you have illnesses, you have high tension, you have the media pumping you information. That's just America.
Yeah.
And then let's go other places, and then the pandemic is worldwide, chat. And then you throw in what's going on in Artsakh, Azerbaijan, all of that. And then that impacts the Armenians here. So then they go out on the streets.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're blocking freeways, you're blocking the roads over there. And then everyone else that's non-Armenian, that's just like trying to go somewhere, they're getting pissed off now. Like, I'm trying to go here, you Armenians are doing this. And everyone's just mad. Yeah. Everyone's mad at each other.
Yep.
No one is in unison. And it's just a crap fest all around. And it's just like,
what has the world come to? It's insane. It's absolutely insane. It's like, China, now it's like, where do you find the light? You have to be the light. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like,
I think that's well said.
There's no like,
It's very easy to get demoralized right now.
Absolutely.
Very easy.
Absolutely.
I maybe you saw it too. This was like maybe like a week ago. It was like, did you see that Vice piece? The Vice video? It was like maybe like 10, 11 minutes. There was like a journalist for Vice, I think that was in Artsakh. And it was like maybe like 10 minutes long or something. And it was very brief kind of synopsis, if you want to say, of like what's going on. And there was one, he went to like this one like older man's, what was his house, just it got bombed, so it's just all ruined.
Yeah.
And then he's like, there's no food, there's no running water, there's no bathroom, and you can see like like Armenian poppies shit, like they're always like trying to think it, and you can see like his shoulders are kind of slumped a little bit. He's got like this beanie on, like he looks very like worn out, as you would imagine.
For sure.
And then he's just like, "Lafkalni." It's like after all that,
Yeah.
and that's how I feel. Like I think, and we'll see it too. Like within our community, it's always like it's usually at some point like, well, no, we'll figure it out.
Absolutely, bro.
And it's just like, bro, if that guy who's there, whose house is gone, he's standing on his house.
Yeah.
How much of it does he believe? I don't know, but the fact that he can still utter the words.
That's the thing about our people, bro. We have ancestors that go back thousands of years, man. You know what I mean? So it's just we have so much backing, and not to mention we've survived the genocide, bro. And also on top of that, like during Tigran Mets, Armenia was huge. Like there was no Turkey, there was no Azerbaijan, bro. There was none of that. It was just Armenia, bro. Like Armenia and like the Roman Empire were like going at each other. Like it was just Romans, Persians, and Armenians, bro. That's it. So it's just like we have so much backing, and that's what like makes us so like just that you can't. It's like you can't turn off the fire. You can't. It's just impossible. No matter what you take away from us materially, we have too much within ourselves to like take. You can't. That's something you can't take away is our pride.
Yeah,
because we're Armenian, bro. We've been around so long.
It just hit me. It's kind of bizarre, right? Like with such a rich history, not just with what's been done, but just in terms of duration, the amount of time there's Armenians.
Yeah.
Is there like we have to be like one of the most like least known about the group of people?
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah, for sure. I feel like the Armenians were like tucked aside, and we kind of just spread out all over Europe and everything, and US too, and just made our own communities low key. We had our jobs, we had our businesses and everything, but we remained low key, and Armenia remained Armenia, and everyone did their jobs there. But we spread out and made means met, and just kept living.
Yeah.
We're survival, bro. We will survive. Plug an Armenian into anywhere, they'll survive. There's no way. You know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know, man.
It's bizarre because I'm thinking about because I remember like growing up, like especially too. It's like, oh, where are you from, or like what? Because obviously they look at me, they're like, well, you're not white.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you? And I'll be like, oh, Armenian. What is that? It was always what,
exactly.
not where. Like it's just like a lot of people haven't heard of it, and then I think.
Well, now they are, bro. Now as
now more so,
terrible
as
this is, but finally people get to see what like who Armenians are, and the way that we protest. I mean, look at our protests, bro. We're singing, we're dancing, we haven't shattered or even touched I'm pretty sure we've cleaned those windows. You know what I mean? The storefronts are sexy, bro.
Have you seen like the? Yeah. I saw like a couple grandmas like sweeping the streets. I don't know if you saw that.
We left the streets better than before. You know what I mean? Like we had 150,000 people protesting on the streets. We didn't do a single that. Cops aren't doing anything. They love us because they're just all they have to do is just come stand there and like
make sure
everyone smells amazing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we have this food cooking. We have people singing, dancing, just spreading love, and just we're all there like united. You know what I mean? So it's like what does that say about us? Right? That people are seeing who Armenians are finally. Like
that. So that one happened here. There's obviously across the country. There's been different protests. Even DC had one. New York had one.
Yep. Berlin, Germany, everywhere.
The only thing that kind of leaves me wondering is like within the states, so within the coasts, who's aware? That's where I'm kind of interested to know. Right. We obviously, like you were mentioning too, we're obviously scattered. It's not like Saksdagen. No. There's a lot. Obviously, most of them are here outside of Armenia. We're the next hub.
Yeah.
But then you have the people in Boston. You have the people in New York. I guess some in DC, which makes sense because we have political affiliations there too. But then we're scattered now between the coasts. Who's aware? How much awareness is being spread? Are there still protests happening? I feel like I haven't seen any. Maybe there haven't. I've missed it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because that's obviously a lot more people in between than just those few states.
Yeah.
Specifically about the U.S. So I'm curious, because there's been no nationwide coverage. We've seen like the local KCAL, because we have Armenian newscasters there. So I'm sure like at some point they can't, like imagine like you're a newscaster, you're Armenian, and then they're not saying anything. I feel like at some point they'd be like, hey, like look out the window.
Yeah,
like,
I swear to God, I swear.
So that one makes sense to me. And then I think Fox has done a little bit, like ABC, but it's all the local outlets here. And maybe the local outlets on the other states. But there's been no like, CNN's just pumping out COVID death count. COVID death count. Running death count, or the fly landed on Pence's head, or Pelosi said this, or someone's hair was getting dried without a mask. It's like
it's been drowned. It's being drowned out. It's not. Obviously, it's not on the priority list because again, it's still just Armenia, and apparently, it's to them. They just see it as Artsakh and Azerbaijan, this little tiny like whatever. You know, they're not. It's not their main focus yet. Like I hope Turkey, it doesn't become a World War III. But the way Turkey's going about it, seems if it does, it wouldn't be a big surprise. But I'm just praying and hoping it doesn't happen, you know? Because if Turkey invades Armenia and it gets Syria, that's it, bro. World War III is starting, bro. There's no way. And so it's like at that point, then it will become like global like thing. But right now, they just don't pay attention to it. Not to mention the elections going on. Everyone's picking Biden, Trump, that whole thing. Did you see Kanye West was on the ballot?
I got it.
I voted for it.
Well, I got it in the mail the other day, and I'm looking. And I'm seeing it, and I'm like, because he was running for VP. It says Kanye, whatever the full name was. And then the guy above him was like something like Rocco. Yes, I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Kanye West was on the ballot. Dude, I took a picture of that. 2020 is wild.
Bro, I saw a video he posted, someone posted like it took of him. He apparently got like 46,000 votes in Kentucky or something.
Amazing. Good for him, bro.
True or not, but he's like holding his phone. He's like, look at this, 46,000 in Kentucky. I'm like, what the hell's happening right now, man? It's bizarre.
But he's talking about the Armenians, which is nice. Him and the Kim Kardashian, everyone got involved.
Kim nice. Seemed like, from what I saw, Kim seemed like it was like from the get-go, Miban Asumed. Then the other sisters seemed like they lagged. Kanye lagged because them it's like, okay, it's like you guys are Armenian, like Miban Asek, bro. Like you guys are very fortunate to have such a platform like that. Yeah. How many millions of followers do you guys have combined?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ito Banchek Asum. And then so Kim did it, and then I saw it was a couple of days ago. I saw the other two, whatever the other K's, and then Kanye did it. But Kanye took that because I'm remembering Kanye because the one picture I always think of when I think of Kanye is the one where Sevan mentioned, which I think was Sevan, right? He like ran because he did like a performance or something. Ran into the lake and he's just like running like drenched in the water. And I'm like, yeah, you got it. Mimbana Asad.
For sure. In due time. In due time, good will prevail. There's no way.
That's the hope.
Yeah,
the thing that's frustrating though, also, maybe you've seen it too, is like the celebrities that say something and then they pull it back.
Yeah.
It's like the bots are coming after you or whatever. Or like some people that they sell stuff, right? Like they have consumer goods in Shora Miban and Zahom, so then they go, I think this was apparently happening to Kardashian. Like they go to the website and they start giving you like negative reviews. So obviously it drowns out your thing, so it makes it seem bad. But it's like, how concerned are you with your pocket? Like Cardi B backtracked. It's like, dude, I'm sure you can like just go away right now, say nothing more, and you'll live fine. Your daughter will live fine. Your daughters, you guys are probably set.
Yeah,
I'm assuming
for sure.
And then I saw Nas said something, and then he took it out. And it's like, dude, I'm sure you're loaded, dude. Like, is the concern thing? Like, are you concerned about hate? I can't imagine it's that. You guys are getting this all the time, though. You're a celebrity. Doesn't matter. No celebrity is like beloved overall. This even that you can be majority liked or looked on favorite, but it's Mish, you're gonna have hate. Some troll all the time. They might even like you. It's like, screw you, dude.
Yeah. I think it's because they don't understand. This isn't coming from people from here. It's coming from like just full Azeris and stuff like that, and they don't know them. So they're like, it's fear, bro. It's fear of just maybe they feel threatened, and then that's it.
It's possible, but I feel like they're more threatened by a potential impact on the wallet.
That for sure plays a role too, and because taking sides is a big thing. That's vulnerability. Taking out, like actually stepping up. You have to. It's brave. It's a brave move by taking a side, and it's like because you're actually expressing your inner thoughts, which a lot of people don't do. You know what I mean? That's probably a huge problem too. That we're raising awareness. People hear about it, but they're not speaking up. You know what I mean? We're like, okay, you jogo mais leseles, like great, but like say something. You know what I mean? It's like, it's okay, you can talk, but that's what they're afraid of. You know what I mean? Of like the hate or the just like the threats they might receive. You know, and from the celebrities all the way to down to like just the regular folks. You know what I mean? They're just afraid. You know that that's the thing too. A lot of people don't stand for anything. They just live life. Life just passes by. No one says anything. You know, because it's the same thing with social media. Sometimes you're afraid to say something. You know, because you might get judged.
Yeah.
Some people might say something, you know, so it's just like it's getting people to actually speak up. That's the main goal now too.
Yeah, because I can understand a lot of the because non-Armenians, it's just if anything's happening to any group of people, if you're not part of that group, I think it's understandable if you're unaware.
Yeah,
you know. So if you don't know what's happening, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, oh, what the hell? Like why don't you know? It's like no, you can't expect. Like for example, did you hear about like what's going on in Ethiopia during what's been happening in Ethiopia?
No.
Okay, so there you go. So, so for some time now, I think since like maybe for a longer period of time, but what I saw is like throughout this year, like Christians in Ethiopia are just getting killed. Like people are straight up going like door to door and just killing people, like killing Christians.
Wow.
But nothing, right? So there's like, and you didn't know about it. Is that a bad thing? No, I didn't. I just found out. It's like I've known about this. I'm like a journalist.
How did you hear about it?
I saw it on Instagram. Like someone just put it up.
Someone just put it up.
Yeah, but you know what's funny about that? That one, I was unable to find like anything about that. Like at least you know what's going on in Artsakh. Like if you Google it, like you'll get articles or something. This one I couldn't find anything. Like, it was very hard. Like YouTube, I'm looking for videos, nothing. Like almost nothing at all.
No one's covering anything.
Nothing. Like even less than. I'm like, damn man. Like I thought ours was already pretty limited. This is straight up no noise.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but again, so case in point, like if they're Ethiopian, you know what's happening, or like if you're an Ethiopian Christian, you know what's happening. But then it's like, okay, Hima, I didn't know. Am I wrong? No. But Hima, now I know. So I found out. I shared it.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what it is. So it's like, okay, wait, something bad's happening. Let me try and get informed. Or as what Armenians are trying to do is like, let me tell you what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, I hope you're interested. Let me tell you. Like, I'm sharing this post. I'm sharing this video. Blah, blah. It's like, okay, let me explain it to you. Now you know. Now you see why is this a problem. It'd be nice if you can go share it too.
Absolutely.
Because again, like I think we were talking about either before we started recording or earlier. Like it's like we already know.
Yeah.
Like Armenians don't need to tell other Armenians. That's our thinking thing. Like we need people that aren't Armenian to know and then to share it.
And so let me say this then. So this momentum of sharing and digging in led you eventually to find out about Ethiopia. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, maybe we're sharing it only about us and us and us, but like so eventually it triggers some interest and everything, being like, all right, like what other places are having genocide? I'm pretty sure there's like a lot of genocides happening like that we don't even see about, like the Ethiopian, not to mention
that
like,
maybe even already happened and
they're still happening. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? They just don't have news coverage or just people there like with it, or internet, whatever. You know what I mean? There's evil's everywhere. You know what I mean? So it's just it's the amount of coverage, but it's as long as people are talking about it, I'm sure it will trickle into eventually the exposure of other things too. You know what I mean? As we're going about, just that there's the domino effect.
Yeah, man, that's the hope. And you mentioned it like a little bit earlier when you're like, because also there's the election going on, so which is understandable. You're an actual American, or again, you're just a person living in America that's not Armenian.
Yeah.
You're kind of more zoned in on that because one, it's like whether you want to be or not, like that's all you're hearing about.
Yeah,
you're either hearing about what Trump said, what Biden did well, because he doesn't do anything wrong, and then or it's how many people are dying. That's it. There's three things you hear about, and now just because what's going on now, you hear about the Amy Coney Barrett because she's getting sworn in. That's it. There's four things you hear about every day.
Yeah,
and then once that happens, you'll probably stop hearing about her, and then you go back to three. So it's like, and then you're just so inundated too, like. On nonstop, just pummeled. And then you hear, I don't know, maybe it's like they hear one more thing. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. What am I supposed to what else am I supposed to be concerned about? Yeah. It falls low on the priority list for like otars. You know what I mean?
And the last guest that I had on, the last guest that I had on Miran, like when he was talking about it, he's like, I don't think the timing of this with what happened with the attacks are a coincidence, because they know for sure, especially with specifically America, the elections are coming up.
Yeah.
There was already a lot of conflict, you know, with Trump's obviously always getting there's always something happening, there's always something he's saying, so there's always some type of coverage around him, and now it's getting very close. So now it's between, and then the debates happen, and then you had the VP debates happening, and then you have again the swearing in of the Supreme Justice. So if all of this is going on, it's like, well, yeah, right. They're gonna like I think they sent out like one tweet like, oh, like the Pompeo comes out saying something super diplomatic. Like it's like we just need to stop it. It's like, okay, like so that doesn't help obviously at all. And then like you see the local officials like some of like the California officials are saying something. Like you see Adam Schiff says something, Eric Early has said something. It's like, okay, like that's good. Like I guess like you guys are acknowledging it, but it's like you guys can't do anything though. You guys say yes, this is happening. This is wrong. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
But
how do we end this war?
yeah, it's got to come from the White House, man.
Sure.
Like you guys aren't the one that's gonna pull the money. You're like he needs to do something. But
yeah,
and it doesn't matter if it's Trump. Obama didn't do it. If Trump wins again, unfortunately, I'm not overly optimistic. I don't think he's gonna do anything. If it's Biden, I don't think he's gonna do anything. But look at what Biden and Harris said the other day. They released like a joint statement. They're like, yeah, Artsakh just needs to give back the land around them. It's like, and then
what does that mean?
And then what? Just easily just be like, okay, now he must like just get circled around, and then like, yeah, he might break.
Yeah,
it's like, well, absolutely, like, Mian Kamit's other banchasik, if that's the case.
We were, from what I recall, yeah, exactly, man. It's like a lot of talk and a lot of nonsense just at the same time of just like emptiness. There's like directed voices, but there's nothing backing behind us, just floating around like flies. You know what I mean? And from what I recall, before any of this started, Artsakh and Azerbaijan were like living together just fine. I don't think they were like that. I mean, like as in like not just fine,
but not what's happening now.
We weren't like, hey, give us back our land. We were never like going after them and just like, you know what I mean, like.
Well, this happened in July, right? There was some attacks in July, and there was a ceasefire, and then since then, if I'm not mistaken, it was at least relatively quiet. So what is that? 3 months? No, about 2.5 months. But I think there's always been. I don't know the history as well, so I don't know if even before July, if there was like instances of stuff happening. I don't know.
There was always feud. I mean, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I went to Qarabağ. I visited in 2017, and we were driving to one of Tigran Metz's one of his castles, his Berts, and on the way there, I passed by. We were in like a tour bus, and it was just it's a family tour bus and everything. And there was like 6-7 tanks and Armenian soldiers just chilling and looking at Azerbaijan, just like right over there, just like to the right. And we're in the road. We're driving this way. Tanks are here. Soldiers are here, and Azerbaijan's like right there to our right. And they're just like, they're at 2017. There was still some tensions. There's always been tensions. We're always been like, okay, like we have our eye on you. You know what I mean? But we're not like instigating anything. You know what I mean? So we're just like keeping our borders safe. But it was crazy driving by and seeing just tanks and soldiers just chilling there, waiting, and just in case something happens. And there was, you know, what was crazy too? There were cutouts of soldiers that we had just like on mountains, just to seem like there's more of us. You know what I mean? It was so wild to see that, bro. It was insane, man. But I've been to Qarabağ, and it's.
Of
course, yeah, and everyone's living peacefully, bro. Everyone's fine. You know what I mean? Like it's just like we're here. Like this is our land, and not to mention, bro, there's so much like artifacts and like churches and stuff that's scattered even in Turkey and Azerbaijan and everything that they're like low-key destroying and putting aside and covering and being like, no, this is our land. How do you prove that, bro? Why is that church there? That was built before you guys were even populated. You guys, you know what I mean? Like.
That's the same thing.
How do you explain that? You guys are covering stuff up in Georgia too, bro. Like it's just like they're just covering stuff up or just blowing it up, destroying it, and just being like, oh, no, like this is our land. It's like, really? How does that make sense then?
Yeah, I mean the thing I saw someone say the other day, it was like, it's like if now we're just taking things back because it was like given, it's like then like Turkey, it's like how much of Turkey is in Armenia?
Yeah, exactly.
That wasn't.
Yeah, and it wasn't.
They just took it.
Exactly.
Like no channel banasum che. Like do you guys have it Arten? It's like, and then it's not. There's no. They're not gonna be satiated. They're not gonna be. And there's no enough until it's entirely gone. It's not gonna. Artsakh vorversen. Like that's not the end of that.
No.
At some point, Armenia is the next thing. That's a little buffer.
Of course, they're using Azerbaijan, bro. Turkey is. I'm sorry. This at the end of this, all of this. The world is gonna look at Turkey in like just no way. Like it's there.
You would hope.
I know. There's no way. Like I mean, look at the evil.
I mean, but Himanai, bro. Like it's been going on. The current
but there's
wars
too much
happening
going on right now.
Like
you know what I mean? Like in time, just the wrong gets exposed, and people know and they see it. Like the evil plays around with the evil, and the bad they have their own groups and stuff like that. But it's not gonna end well. It's not gonna end well.
Yeah, man, it's so.
Bro, that's just
Yeah.
In time, in good time. As long as we're consistent with helping our people as much as we can,
And that's not gonna stop. I know.
No way. No way.
On top comment, like we'll keep sending stuff, whatever is needed. But I see regular every day sending money. Just got word we need mattresses. Just got word the soldiers need ponchos. It's starting. I know immediately we'll argument.
And somehow, some way, exactly. There's so many people doing. I see videos of people collecting boxes, bro, tons, and we're
just gotta make sure we get that stuff there.
I know, right?
I don't know what because I mean, look, it's probably I'm gonna risk sounding very stupid. It's like I don't know. Turkey I don't know what is Turkish airspace. So I don't know. Is there like any other way to go there? I don't know.
I know, right?
You would hope because then it's like this is just gonna sit here.
We'll probably have to. Yeah, exactly. We will have to come up with an alternate route, go through Iran or something.
Because there was already something that got delivered. There was, I think, a 20-ton shipment that was sent not that long ago. I'm pretty sure I remember reading, this much was sent. How that one was sent, I don't know.
20-ton shipment. Good job, you guys out there.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I saw that. So I don't say, okay, so that one went through. Was it like Turkey let that one go there, like, and then they saw more coming, they're like, no, etiche.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's like, okay, good. Hava kumeng, which is good. But again, it's like, what the hell?
How is that not evil, bro?
Yeah.
We're trying to aid our people, or a little bit of Armenia, and you guys are stopping that? Like, it's just, do you mean these are the kind of things that just shows what kind of, Turkey air ban, that's it. It's like, oh, really? You're just like, at least give us a chance. Give us the room to like fight for our people. You're cutting that off, like, and even the humanitarian thing, the ceasefire, right? That was, what was that? Roman time, or what did they say? Russian time?
Yeah, they're like, oh, we thought
yeah, Roman time. They went ancient.
They're like, yeah, we thought it was 12 p.m. in Moscow, or I think because I.
What is that?
Yeah. But even if they thought disgusting. That, the thing is, you look at that trip. So the agreed upon was 12 p.m.
Yeah.
Bro, it was like, what was it, like 11 a.m.? They bombed it one more time. Like, let's get one in.
Yeah,
right before the cutoff, let's get one in. Yeah. It's like, okay, look, if they're waiting till like right before and they're doing that, it's like, you really think they're gonna abide by it?
No.
Who's gonna be told, okay, you have a deadline. We're gonna stop fighting for a little bit. Let's get each other's bodies.
Yeah.
Let's pick up our soldiers. And then unfortunately, and then we'll go back at it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, sure.
No.
Yeah, let me get one more in though.
Yeah.
And then, like, what was it? Like an hour later, an hour after it was agreed upon, they do it again. Oh, no, sorry. We were operating on Moscow time.
Cheap. Evil.
They constantly, they play stupid.
Yeah.
They play victim.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, Armenians, this is because I don't like victim mentality at all. I don't display it. And for the most part, from Armenians, I know we don't display it either. It's usually like we'll figure it out. We'll figure out. We'll get through it. And even now, even through all this, like the only thing that you can even remotely come close to like pointing as victim, which it isn't, is the fact that they're saying like we're getting attacked.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that guy's like the man, poor man that got his house blown up. He's like at the end, is like we'll figure something out, bro.
It's like even through that, we're not cowering. It's like we're still doing a lot of it on our own within the community, like raising the money and doing all this stuff. And then what we're doing on our own is also like we're trying to get the politicians aware and involved of like, hey man, we're doing what we can, but at a certain point, like we need to pass the baton on to you guys, and you guys got to carry the rest. We can't do all of this. I can't go into Trump's office and start signing stuff and be like, here we go, let's get this going. Like, but at some point, like you guys got to do something on your end too. But like the way it's being approached, for the most part, I'm cool with it because again, it's not like woe is us. Like you said, they're protesting Parliament. We're dancing, we're still thing, like we're chanting. Like it's not pessimistic.
Yeah. Because we understand love, man. We understand ser, like true ser comes from that. And you know what? Something that made me realize about amongst all this too, I like to look at the other sides of the different perspective too, is like now I understand even more of our parents being like our people. You have to like look how easily, you know what I mean? And like an Armenian soldier dying, one, And it's felt through all of us. We're like, wow, bro, that was like our brother, sister, or cousin. You know, it just feels like a family member has passed. You know, each and they're so young, dude. So messed
That's
up.
what's so heartbreaking.
It's so
you
messed
see
up.
you see the birth dates of the deaths. It's like 2001,
Yeah.
2001, 2001.
And like these are like sirtov verkացել են գնացել են front lines to die for their country.
I see the videos.
Yeah, bro. You know
They're
what I
like
mean?
singing. They're like in a barracks
I'm getting
singing.
goosebumps. Yeah. These are like just or like this is like your little cousin. This is someone that you can like break bread with like this. This is someone who has like huisuni, like havat kuni, you know, like has culture, sit down, like genots, menos, this, that. Like, and it's like Azeri soldiers from their side, they're just like these brainwashed, hate-filled people. Like you see some of the videos of what they're teaching their children, you know, like they're just filling them with hate and brainwashing them, sending them off. So it's like one Armenian soldier dying is a big deal, bro. So it's like we want to keep that as a minimal as possible. And it's opsos, man. Khechchen, bro. Merken, and it's not fair, bro. So it's just it's so sad, bro. It's so sad.
The people in Azerbaijan and Turkey, like the people that are not involved.
Yeah.
Because it's like, imagine. Like, take one of us, for example. What if, imagine you're growing up somewhere. It's like they're living like as, like, you know the book 1984?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is there. The information is controlled.
Everything.
Right now, what your social media is contained.
Yeah.
Where the news outlets, the journalism, like that, the journalism's already, like, there's none.
Yeah.
It's already, like, very pro.
Yeah.
So imagine you growing up your entire life, like let's say you get to, like, age 21, all you've been told is, F Armenia, F Armenia, F Armenians, Karabakh is ours, Turkey's the best, Azerbaijan this, or if you're in Azerbaijan, Azerbaijan's the best, it's all about Turkey, Azerbaijan. You're just constantly this.
Raised.
What do you expect?
Honestly, I want to say, like, there's still good in Azerbaijan. There's still good people.
There are.
And bless their soul. And I hope, and I, like, God gives them the power to protest up against their to be able to collect and protest up against their government and just break this regime. You know what I mean? Like, just
that's pretty much a death
that's
sentence.
I know, unfortunately, but like I'm just hoping, wishing that somehow they just reunite and just are able to withstand, like, stand up against this. You know what I mean? Because that's gonna cause like huge. It's gonna shake Azerbaijan like tremendously. And Turkey too, if like they're the good that do exist there and are just like imprisoned within themselves and within their own minds, and because they can't act out. Any video you release, they'll come arrest you, throw you in jail, like they'll erase you, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm just power to those people too. Power to the good to just be able to like get together and do something about this.
Yeah, like the ones that haven't been entirely brainwashed, they're probably vachits. They're like, they're not. There's like kind of what we were saying about, like, oh, scared to post something on social media.
Yeah.
Them, it's just scared to speak.
Yeah, because the extremists are extreme and they're out there, bro. They're out there.
Like, like, why are we killing them?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go. You're next.
I don't know, man. That's the only way. You have to shake it from within.
I got a comment on one of the pictures that the last guy I had, because I had like tagged it with like all the like the Artsakh related hashtags, and then like a few days after I get a comment, I'm looking at it. It's like this long thing. The thing is, like, I wasn't sure like how credible it was. Like some guy that's saying he was like from Azerbaijan, or girl, I don't know what it was, and they're like this is horrible. Like we don't support this. Like our Artsakh is Armenia, and then like he put like the Azerbaijan flag stuff. Like he was pretty much like on the side of it. I'm like, oh, this is like suspiciously tame. I mean, but it's possible. But like even that alone too, I'm like it's like, one, how'd you even do? Because I think he was saying he was in Azerbaijan. I'm like, I think I have to reread it. Yeah. But it's like even that's like this is already risky. Like if you're actually there or close to it or something, or even if you're not and you're here, it's like Marti Manag, that's a target right there for you.
Exactly.
You would hope. I mean, you would hope they have the strength. I mean, pretty much it's a sacrifice. You know, if they do it, those that do it, some are gonna get.
It is gonna be a sacrifice for sure. That's why I'm just like I'm praying and wishing for the strength and might that they need. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and look, I understand. Like, I understand the sentiment of like hatred from a lot of Armenians. It's completely understandable, but like that's what I hope doesn't get lost on a lot of them. Is like, obviously, there are bad ones. The government of both countries, obviously not good.
Yeah,
they're propagating misinformation. They're killing people, but then we also have to factor like the people that aren't them and that haven't been brainwashed. they're just there like truly like essentially victims. Իրանք մնացել են տեղ. Like this is all they know. They grew up here.
Exactly.
Probably not don't have money to leave.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people there are impoverished. Like if Turkey economically is not doing well, I highly would think Azerbaijan is it. Probably the top are doing well because they're selling their oil, banman, like those people are doing. But overall, as a nation, like I can't imagine they're doing that well.
No
I've heard
way.
Turkey financially hasn't been doing very, very well for some time, except again the cream of the crop.
Yeah,
at the
of
top.
course, of course.
So like often like things are good for them personally. So if they're not it's like what are they supposed to do? Like how do they get out of that? So it's not even something they can escape. Probably.
Yeah, and I have a feeling even if they were to buy flight tickets, they'll just in the airport they'll just be labeled as traitors and just taken away.
Who knows?
It's so messed up, dude. God damn.
I mean, but we're here, man. We're very lucky. We're here that we have like the luxuries we do. Like I forgot, I don't know. I was like, I wrote something somewhere the other day. I'm like, bro, we're so lucky to have the problems we have here.
I know.
They pale in comparison.
No.
Like the stuff we complain about, it's like, oh, lava. This is great.
Yeah, this year is like, one thing. I wrote this down the other day. I was like, the room you have to complain is from here to don't. You have no room, bro.
Seriously.
Check out. Don't. There's no complaining. There's no complaining. And the sucky thing is that on the side I want to add is like we're all planning a family trip to Armenia this year, man. Like soon.
Yeah.
Soon as it's gonna happen again.
It's something
but,
we were discussing too. We wanted to go, and then like obviously the pandemic was the first thing that didn't allow it, and now this is going on. It's like. And the other thing it's unbelievable is the amount of people from here that are going there to fight, and from other countries that are going there to fight.
Wow, amazing, man! Love that.
All different ages.
Unfortunately,
it's not even like all the youngsters.
Wow.
Like there's older people going.
Yeah. I know some people that totally just.
And the people that are living there, it's like they don't even. Some aren't even like necessarily getting drafted. They're just like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, fully.
And then you see them again, like you see some of these videos. Obviously, there's probably fear in them, but some of them like they're like,
bro.
Yeah, they're joyful. They're singing. They're they're going with it. And like you see like I see like some of the interviews with them. They're like why would I be like doubting what I'm doing? Like I'm fighting for
absolutely.
So it's our country I'm fighting for. It's my people. Like there's like no hesitation.
No, yeah, it fully sort of bro.
And you look at their face. There's no like they're just stone faced saying it. They're like this isn't even like a thought. It's like hell yeah.
That's our people, bro. It's and just love that and just power to them. Everything prayers out to them.
Yeah,
the families
every day,
they have to witness this. One of their family members that's been living here, creating a life here, to go back and this isn't for like is to go back and defend and just like fight and which is like an unfortunate reason to be going back.
Yeah, it is. And then you look at the other side. The other side's getting like non-Azeris, non-Turks. They're just recruiting ISIS, terrorists. That don't even know why they're fighting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you hear that recording? It was like a 5-6 minute recording. It was in Arabic. I don't know what language they were speaking.
Yeah.
They're like what the hell are we doing? Yeah. They're like, we haven't even been paid yet. They're like, bro, why are we even killing these people? Like they're like having me like take pic. Like they're like
so messed up.
Yeah. It's like, not that they're great people either.
Yeah.
But it's like they're just grabbing me like, go, nah. They're not even putting their own people. They're just throwing things. Like a picture I saw, which hopefully it's accurate because it was funny. It was saying there was more Armenian women fighting than there are Azeri men. I don't know if it's true.
That's definitely true.
The picture cracked me up.
True.
That one, I'll admit, that one I shared. That one I shared
because
it was hilarious. I was like, why? I honestly wouldn't surprise me if this is true. I mean, if they're hiring terrorists to go fight their battle.
And I feel like 14 Azeri men still don't come up to, added them together, you still don't get one Armenian woman.
Seriously.
How much duch and pride we have. There's no way.
I don't know, man. Hopefully Shutov, man. I mean, every day it's like, it's already, one day is already too much. So the longer it goes, the thing it is. But you just hope. Again, like I said, I'm not as optimistic, but I still maintain hope. We have to. We have to. If there's people in Armenia, in Artsakh, keeping their hope, you have here. Again, here is like just do your part, bro. What are you good at? What can you do to help? Do it. Like every day. Wake up. There was that post like wake up, eat, donate. Wake up, wake up, sleep. Yeah, wake up, eat, donate, sleep. Wake up, eat, donate. Yeah. Go to work, fucking donate, bro. That's it. Yeah, that's all. That's all we can do.
we can't go to the front lines and fight because I don't know how beneficial it would be. We can be beneficial in our own way with our talents and skills and what we know here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was something I remember. We were talking like amongst friends. It's like let's say we have all these people going there, and some may have already been. They're already capable. Like they've already trained.
Yeah,
they know how to use weapons, all that.
Yeah.
But then it's like, and those people obviously like, yes, please. But then if you get like someone like me that I've never even like held a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you throw me in there. Yeah, it's like
exactly.
It's like, bro, the amount of time. Like I'm like you wonder at that point too. Like it's like, why be a benefit or a liability?
Exactly.
I don't want to go and compromise something with my dope ass like walking into something or so, like putting like the people in a compromised position. You know.
Yeah, and there's also thing too. There's I mean, we're shipping a lot of supplies and everything there too. And you can totally go over there and be useful in taking supplies,
I've seen videos of that too.
Helping families out, moving stuff around. You know, just being a helping hand. And there's different ways to help. You know what I mean? You don't have to go there and go to the front lines. There's definitely other ways that you can help out. And these so I saw someone they're doing like buying generators and stuff for the families, which is like amazing because
the powers.
The power is an issue too. So it's like buying full generators, taking them and just installing and everything. That's so amazing. The people from here that went to Armenia, amazing, bro. Like
that's fantastic.
Molodestor people, like just happened. We're on it, bro. Ver Artsakh.
Yeah, I saw a video of that comedian, that Antic guy. Like this was like a week ago, maybe a little bit longer. He was in Armenia. I don't know if he's still there. Maybe he is. And he was taking a recording, bro. It was so well organized. They just had like shortcut, bro. Like since they were like all set up, it's passing it down. And eventually they'll get to someone and they put it in the box. They put it in the box. And they're just setting everything up. And this wasn't just like little kids, everyone.
Yeah.
doing everything. Like Havakuma, they're doing. So I remember I saw like little kids were coming with like packs of cigarettes and like Zinvorne and they're asking for it. They're giving it to the guy. And he's like, he puts the camera, he's like, Papiros and Beres Zinvorne. I'm like walking down. It's so funny.
Do you see the Snickers?
Yeah.
Like, little cool notes and stuff. Oh, man.
Like even that, like look at that, bro. Like the soldier, like, bro, just send us candy,
Snickers,
bro.
They want. We got you, bro. It's sponsored.
It's like how much more like thing of a request can you get? Like imagine a soldier like, yeah, man, just send me a Snicker bar, bro. Snicker bar, cigarette, and like Tylenol.
That's raw character, bro. Like we're raw people. We're real. This like Esa Vorka, bro. Like this is who we are.
I love that note thing. It was so nice, like reading some of those notes, saying like, you know, like we're with you, like supporting you, man.
Absolutely, like, little jokes and stuff. Too. Just like there's always humor. That's the one thing that like humor's like has always been with us like since day one. That sarcastic way of.
I think that's why we kind of have like a darker sense of humor because you look at the crap that we've already built, like been the ancestors have been through.
Exactly.
It's like it's kind of why it can be a little dark, but it's like. But it's gone through and still getting them through, and it will get through.
One thing that blows me away is that and with those T-shirts that 1915 never again, 1915 never again. It's like saw that and I was like, there's no way, right? It's in your back of your mind. You're like, that's not gonna happen again. And I was like, we're in 2020, bro, and then 1915 never again, literally 1915 never again, and 2020 it's happening. Like, how? That was like I was not such a shock. I was so surprised after like to see this. Like, really? Okay.
It's the same. I saw. I was seeing stuff like people saying that like, oh, you're asking like, oh, how? It's like, well, like by inaction, something's being done. Like again, like we can only do what we can do in terms of protesting, you know, spreading the awareness and stuff. But we're gonna need other help. Like we've had other countries come like, yeah, we support them. And that's the other thing too. It's so messy. It's not as simple as, all right, you got it.
Yeah.
Like there's probably so much crap they have to go through, and how many people they have to get on board with. And like even the people that are on our side, they're like, yes, Artsakh is Armenia and Turkey and Azerbaijan, and what they're doing horrible. It's like, thank you. Is there a follow up? Like, or was that it? Was that the end of that?
Yeah. What are we doing? Because it's happening as we're saying that, talking about. Again, remember I said it's just like words going, but there's no backing to it. I mean, there's everyone doing something, man. I just consistent.
That's why, like, while it's frustrating, like I try and like again, I want to be realistic, but it's like there's a reason nothing's happening yet, from not just here but other countries. What is it? Because obviously, I don't think any normal human being can't look at what's happening. Like especially if you're in a position where you're supposed to be able to do something. Like I can't imagine you look at there like, cool.
Yeah.
Like you look at there like,
yeah, what do we have? Just wake up, like do something, bro, for sure.
But there's something preventing, like the same reason, like, like I think again, whether we started recording or not, like there's talks of doing a protest here, like outside the consulate's chair, and then they're like, no, don't do it. Like the Armenians, like there's a couple of Armenians are saying the same. No, let's not do that. Like,
yeah, I didn't hear any reasons why.
I didn't hear. There was no definitive reason given. They're like, don't do it.
They said there are reasons, but
yeah, they didn't say them.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, imagine like if Armenians are saying don't go out there to protest. There's reasons, but they're not giving the reasons. So imagine that's a protest.
Mm-hmm.
A protest has that reason of don't go there. At least not right now because of whatever.
Yeah.
So if that has that, so imagine stopping a war and you're like all these other countries. Imagine what kind of red tape that is that they have to go through.
Yeah.
Again, do something about it, yes, but it's not like because I see it and I understand. Like I see the post, like how can you not do anything? How are you standing? It's like 100% agree, but it's not just all right. Let's stop it.
Yeah.
There's too many interests and involvements and. Like you look at the just that region alone, you have like Israel's like in bed with Azerbaijan, and then you have Iran and Turkey and Azerbaijan hate each other. Like they're all Muslims, but they're different types of Muslims. They don't like each other. And then like Iran and Armenia, like you don't know like are they buddies? Are they not? But now they are just because Iran doesn't like Azerbaijan. Russia's sitting over there like,
who's funding who?
Yeah,
and everyone has their own best interest. Right now, everyone's just. Like like Armenia in the middle, and everyone just around is like it's like a stadium. Everyone's just like, all right, like so what's gonna happen? You know what's happening here? You know they're just like sitting there watching in a way, and like kind of just like aiding in their own ways. Like what Iran gave 100 tanks or whatever. I heard that, and then like we got gifted like drones and stuff.
I don't know. Like again, it's like there's so much going on, man. Like there's so much noise.
Yeah,
it's so like the region's not even that big, dude. Just that area, it's like this little area has this entire crap fest. This circle of just like you can draw a diagram and the diagram is going to be gone by just the amount of lines that are passing through like all the relationships.
It's a mess.
And then you have the US over here too that you can like draw like a line over the ocean. Be like, and this over here too.
And the crazy thing is, it's like it's happening physically. It's happening through space. It's happening through like social media, internet. There's an internet war. There's like cyber. There's
like a full scale war. Yeah, you have cyber warfare. You're having like the social media attacks. You're having the actual attacks. You're having aerial attacks.
Yeah.
It's like lava jur çıkardı.
I swear, right? Yeah, exactly. That and they were saying that there was that dam that if they break that,
maybe there's water then.
sea will like
I don't know. I don't know about
just
that actually.
Empty into Azerbaijan, but there's not enough water apparently.
Oh, well, there's the water aspect. Yeah, that I wasn't aware of, but and did you see a few days ago like those fires in Turkey?
Yeah.
Holy crap, man! That was no joke either. And then apparently, I think I saw somewhere like they're like, oh yeah, Armenia did it or something.
Oh, of course. At this point,
we become the boogeyman.
We're the ones that are aggressors, but at the same time, you're saying you're carrying out your regime and everything. It's like, okay, then it's a mess.
It's a mess. It's so bizarre. It's like you would think, okay, love, Turkey, Azerbaijan, we're gonna come out with the victim mentality. It's like, okay, love, you're coming out that like you would think they'd stick to it.
Yeah.
They say one thing and then they're like, we're gonna carry it all out. It's like, hold on. How did that you went from the woe is us to no, we're gonna wipe them out.
Yeah, this is an unorganized, just evil tactic. Like,
also, you guys are like collectively like, well, how many was it? 100 million people or something between Turkey and Azerbaijan? It's way more than 3 million.
Yeah.
It's not 3 million. It's way more than that.
Yeah.
It's like just take away pick two or three other countries. So one country is versing two. First of all, the fact that one country is versing two should already be kind of like a thing.
Yeah.
Like why? And then take the count. You have 3 million versus around 100 million, of over 50 million. It's like, why would the one that has only 3 million be trying to would start attacking a combined of like that many?
Exactly.
Like, who are you trying to fool? Like, I probably their own people only. Like, let's just make sure our people on us so they don't revolt against us.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Like, elin check on them. It's again like you were saying, like in 2020 it's happening. It's crazy. In 2020, these people are still living somewhere where they're growing up being told, hey, this group of people, they suck. They did this to us. They're living on stolen land. This isn't even theirs. And you grow up, it's like, and then again we're here getting to do this, doing whatever, driving our cars, going grabbing whatever we want, doing whatever the hell, and these people are growing up like this, completely brainwashed.
Absolutely. It's
like I can't, like, the fact that that book was written when it was written. That book was written like a while ago, 1984, and he was written as in like, oh, by 1984 sensitively. He was a little early, but it's lasted.
Yeah, absolutely.
he undershot it a little bit, but it's lasted a pretty good amount of time, which is crazy.
Yeah. As our parents are passing down love and culture and music and everything down to our kids and everything, they're doing the same thing but with hate.
Yeah.
So it's just been like they've been very consistent on the hate and just feeding like their children and brainwashing them.
That's such a tired. Like, you would think, don't you get tired at some point? Just
No,
anyone like that much.
If you live your life thinking someone owes you something, what do you think is gonna happen? Because they're like, their government is suppressing them, right? They don't have the best lives ever. And what's the easiest thing to do? Blame someone else, bro. We don't have the best life ever because Armenians, and like Ganats. And then there you go. There's just domino effect. If just because you live life thinking someone owes you something, and like alaki, just for the sense you just go on about it with that like thing of just like you're not even taking responsibility or just blaming someone else for it, for your miserable life. I don't know. That's one reason. I know, right? It's just like, oh, please, guys.
Well, the thing is, like, I think about it, I'm like, dude, like, Mengstek, like, we're like mentally, emotionally, like, drained, right? And you think about, like, over there, it's like, if we're feeling how we're feeling here, it's like we're at least we're in a cushy place.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to a home. There's no bombs flying around us.
Yeah.
We have running water.
Yeah.
And we feel this way.
No, it's
like, and then you just imagine.
I
can't even imagine.
Yeah, you see those videos. They're just like hanging out, and all of a sudden it's like just bombs. They have to run and hide in their bomb shelters, bro. They have bomb shelters, by the way. Like
leftover. They've kept them.
Yeah,
they're like,
exactly.
oh, yeah, this happened already. Let's make sure.
Exactly, and like, yeah, that's why it's just just here is just like do your part, bro. If you're gonna be here, there's no complaining. Just do your part. Just make your money. Donate, raise awareness. Do whatever you can do here.
And the sad thing also seeing there is you can see like they're already unfortunately kind of getting used to it.
Yeah.
Because there was that same video where it showed that old man's, that journalist went to a medical facility, a hospital, I think it was maybe a hospital, and there was the doctor there actually went from LA over there. From LA, he flew over there to go help. He's a surgeon, I think. I can't remember his name, Tetrikase. And they're standing outside the hospital and they were talking. And he's saying like, yeah, I came here from LA. I'm helping. I'm doing what I can. And while they're talking, you see like a gump.
Yeah.
And like you hear a vibration. And then the journalist is like shaking up, obviously, like as a normal person would be. The doctor he's just like, let's go inside. Like he completely nonchalantly like, let's go in. He gets in and the journalist like, that was an attack. He's like, yeah. He's like, usually we get a siren, but sometimes it doesn't work.
Unbelievable.
It's just completely like, yeah, it is what it is. It's like
that's so. It's just
the fact
now.
that you're numb at this point is so disheartening.
Yeah.
Obviously, not everyone, but like the fact that there's people there that in Kana at this point, like one's already too many. So you have 2, 3, 4, however many has already happened. Where it happens again, you're like, there it is again.
Once we win, we're gonna come out so much stronger, even stronger than we already are. Like, which is like, we already have Dukhov. Now it's gonna be Dukhov 2.0.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh man. Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's a heavy topic, bro. It's just because it's just as we're talking here, that's happening right now.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's like, and that's all the conversations are about too, man. Like, even like I was saying, like
social media, anything.
Social media. Like I hang out with friends. Like, hey, bro, did you hear about this one? Did you see this? Did you see this video? Did you read that article? Did you see what so and so said?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's like, again, it's like this is all we're thinking and living, and like so that like and then you see like some of like the insensitivity from other people. It's frustrating. Like you see, there was where was this? Where did I see it? Like someone. So there was this fool that like tweeted. I don't know if you saw this. This one was like mind-blowingly stupid. The guy tweeted. He's all like, when are Armenians gonna realize Angelinos don't give a shit what's going on there? Like, if you're worried, like, go back to Armenia and go stop blocking the freeways or something. And then I'm like, oh, like let's. And I was like, do I want to see what the comments are gonna look like? I was like, love, let me check a little bit, and then it just went. Boom. I was like, oh my gosh.
It's the inconvenience. As soon as you inconvenience them with anything, just some of the streets that get blocked off and people have to go around and wait. Oh man, the amount of anger that's causing because it's a total inconvenience. But it's like, come on, bro. We're here. We're living here. We have our business here. You come shop with us, support us, bro. Like we're not here just like onk up, standing here for no reason, blocking the streets because we're like, forget it. But this is what we want to do. You know, this is what we feel. No, it's like there's a huge reason, or people are dying of just like for no reason. It's like just it's okay, bro. You can get inconvenience, bro. Just
the thing is, like look at what he said. It's like, okay, what exactly did you think was gonna happen when you came out and said that?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think part of it, like people were accusing like this guy because like, that fool had his own podcast, like he did it from like his podcast page. So the accusation is, okay, this guy's doing it, so people will be like, okay, who is this? Which is probably a part of it. But also like after that, like I was looking at like some of the responses he was giving. Like there was other people that were agreeing with him, just not like because I can understand you agreeing with don't block the freeways.
Yeah.
I'm not, honestly, I don't know I'm not very pro block freeways and stuff.
Yeah, we're trying to get coverage, bro.
Yeah, like I'm not like exactly like that's a great idea. Like whoever does that, like one, it's not safe. Two, because the way I look at it is like, look, again, I want the message to be spread.
Yeah.
And I want people to take the message, like try and feel it as much as they can, and realize like, oh my gosh, there's human beings getting bombed by other human beings.
Yeah.
And that are like now homeless. They already have. It's not like a metropolis over there. It's not like LA, Glendale, Pestechchieti too. You know, it's already like it's not like the bougiest place to begin with before anything. And then you start bombing it, and then you bomb a church, a historic church. You do all this stuff. So yeah, like it's like, okay, we just want you to understand that's happening. But then it's like, okay, so you can get why. I can kind of see like the whole thing of, I'm just trying to go home, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to drive there. It's like, and then the side of here is like, and we're just trying not to get like destroyed.
Yeah, you're trying to go home and just onjat well. But like we're trying to wake people up. That's the thing, bro. It's causing commotion and just that's how we raise that awareness. It's because we force you to like see and open your eyes.
Yeah.
Because or else they won't. You're inconveniencing me, whatever. It's like, no, but just like realize what's going on this planet, bro. That market that you love going to and getting that Lebanese yogurt, guess what? Those people that make that are getting under attack, bro. That you love that shit, yeah. But like wake up, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's why it's those extreme moves that are gonna raise the awareness and have people cut, or else the news won't do. If we stay silent, the news won't cover it, bro.
That's the part.
We have to be loud, and that's
what's unfortunate too.
Exactly.
Like it's unfortunate the act itself isn't enough to discuss it. It's the fact that the act has to happen.
Yeah,
and then this type of cover, and obviously it's not favorable either, because then again a non-Armenian will see that and be like, oh, these morons are blocking the freeways.
Yeah,
that's probably going to be the general sentiment, which sucks.
Yeah,
which sucks because again, it's like what I was trying to get to. I think I lost my train of thought. It's like we try to spread the message being this is what's happening.
Yeah,
but then what gets lost is the message gets drowned out.
It's okay though. It's okay, but they still see that Armenians. It's just it like it'll eventually lead them to like.
I hope so. I my concern is the conversion rates. Like I hope like because obviously my hope is they get past the these people, whoever it is, they're blocking whatever. Yeah. And then it gets to eventually why.
But exactly.
That's my hope, is eventually get to why. Why are they doing it? Oh, there's bombings going on. Okay. Well, just because there's bombings, why are they... no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. No one's talking about it, so they're blocking the roads. But then there's already like 3 things there that has to happen. So.
But you never know. I mean, that's just one person we're talking about.
Hopefully.
We're hoping the ratio of that is more people actually being curious. You know what I mean?
I hope so.
The curiosity that we're causing here being like, okay, why are they blocking the freeways? Man, let's look into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I hope...
And less of that. Yeah. Less of them being like, ooh, you know?
I would hope the non-Armenians realize, like, anyone that blocks freeways, I highly doubt want to block a freeway.
yeah, exactly. We're not doing it for no reason.
Yeah. Or anywhere. Like, who wants to leave their home to go and block stuff and then... Like, no one wants to protest. Yeah. You don't want to have a reason to protest.
Yeah.
If you're protesting, there's something bad happened. So obviously you don't want to get to that point.
Yeah, stop. Yeah.
So already at that point. So the fact that the greater extreme is being taken, it's like, okay, like what's the level of severity of this thing? I don't know. And then because the other thing is, so going back to like, so we're doing that now, and then already before that, you had the stuff with BLM going on, right? You had BLM at certain places were blocking freeways, blocking roads, even in LA, blocking roads. I don't think they did freeways. Maybe they did. And I think what happens is for people, like everything just gets jumbled up. Probably,
Yeah.
it's like, well, it's not BLM, it's not Armenians. It's people are blocking the roads.
Yeah.
For 5 months, people are blocking the roads. People are blocking the roads. And I don't know, maybe this is also part of, and maybe accidentally, maybe Turkey and Azerbaijan didn't realize, maybe that's also part of it too. It's like, and maybe they did know and they did it, because now it's like, often they're already riled up from everything.
They already have you mentioned it, they already have so much to think about. They already are, right? It's like emotionally exhausted too, of just like the BLM, the election, this or that, like all these things going on. And now they have to like deal with the roads being blocked too. But it's like, welcome to the real world, bro. Like we're dealing with that, plus our people are dying too. So calm down.
Both sides. That's the thing. Like both sides can say something, and then the thing is, both sides will say something, and then at the same time, it's like,
you're still going home and having your CPK.
Yeah.
It's all good, bro. Like, chill. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Yeah. We're doing our best, bro, and we're gonna keep doing it, and until we win.
Yeah, I think that's I don't know. People realize it's not, they won't. I hope we don't. It's not going to stop from our end.
No way.
Like you said, it's like we'll just put out another art. Like for you guys, for example, like we'll do another one next, and I'll do another one the week, and I'll do another one.
Yeah,
and people will just keep giving money.
Eventually, more people will get involved, but there's no way. More people will get involved. I think I've said there's no way like 600 times on this podcast.
That's the thing though. Like it's like the reason you're saying it is because like Chile needs. Like it's because you're not going to give in.
No.
It's not even it's not on the radar.
Giving up has not been. It's not part of our culture.
No.
If we gave up, Armenians would be
gone. They wouldn't be.
We wouldn't be exist. Yeah. We don't give up, bro. There's no way.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like that's the only way that were to happen. It's like you have to literally get rid of every single one.
Yeah.
To stop any.
And we're so spread out too. That's not going to happen either. So it's like we'll rebuild. You can't wipe us out. Sorry, Azerbaijan, Turkey. It's the truth.
Not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. Exactly. Sorry, not sorry.
I don't know, bro. So that's coming to an end soon. So
Yeah.
I guess now let's try and pivot from that somehow. No, but that was important to
Absolutely
to discuss, man. Like I
Absolutely.
wanted to very importantly
needs to be.
highlight. First of all, I wanted to highlight what you guys are doing, because that's no joke. Like it was a week. How long? So in a week, you guys raised
in a week.
7,000.
Yeah.
8,000. Sorry for now.
Yeah, 8,000. We're at 8.
There's 2 days left. Maybe hopefully by Saturday hits 10.
Yeah, for sure. And plus the other raffles, and I got a couple emails. I think my phone was buzzing while
Okay, that's
during this
good.
project, which is nice. I
Yeah.
hope those are donations too. That'd
That's
be
good.
great. Yeah, it's just we're gonna keep doing this, man. And as artists, it's all like anytime we're in destruction, like the world is in in darkness, it's our time to bring joy back in, bring happiness back in, to remind, because artists are we are the lucky people, I don't know, lucky, blessed to just not let go of our childhood. The child is still very apparent within us, and we use that to channel in through our art and deliver that. You know what I mean? So it's like artists, as soon as there's depression and everything, we just use that as an inspiration to create our art. If you're angry, create art through your anger. Express. That's how we express things. And it's during these times is how we use our skills and our voice in any way we can. There's people making beautiful videos. There's, like my boy Maher, he made that crazy video of like the protest we did on the 150 with the drone shots. Amazing.
That was crazy.
You know what I mean? So everyone has that, and there's Michael too. Everyone's making videos, and everyone's doing their own part to just bring that, and especially the artists too. So it's just like it's our time to speak up, create, and raise awareness in the way that we like to do it. You know, and just remind people of the joy and the beauty. You know, so we're creating this art piece not only to raise money, but just it's beautiful to look at. You know what I mean? So whoever that's going to get that piece in their house is going to look at that, remind them of our people, just how awesome we are. You know what I mean? And just keep spreading that love and joy.
Yeah,
we have a duty.
I was telling you, I was next to you when you were working on it, like part of the time you were working on it, and I just kept, because I'm sitting here and you were right there, and then I was waiting for like maybe like 20 minutes or so, and then I just kept looking. I would peek through because the way you were approaching it was crazy because you were working on it, and it's not like you're going like, it's like you do like.
Wait, hold on. You were there?
I was literally right next to you.
What?
What's today? Today's Thursday. When did I cut my hair? When was the cut haircuts for Heroes? Was that Friday? Last Friday?
Yeah, that was Friday.
So yeah, I was there Friday.
What?
Yeah, because that's what I was saying. I'm sitting next to you, and also I had never seen your face yet.
Yeah,
because your Instagram doesn't really have your face anywhere, and then you were wearing a mask too.
Yeah,
but I'm like, okay, I know of the piece that's getting worked on, and I know it's Art and Dehmq do this.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, Art's over there, so that's probably Dehmq.
Amazing.
And then that's why, because I saw a couple of people come and say something to you, but I was like, well, we hadn't formally met yet at the time, so I'm like, bro, I'm not just gonna be like, hey, by the way, see you on the podcast, you know? Like I'm like, let this guy do what he's doing.
You ninja'd that? I love that. I was like, okay, cool, very
so
cool.
I'm watching, but the thing is, like, it was fascinating seeing you do it because I think you had a spray can. I don't remember what you had. Dude. You were doing, and it was very intentional every movement.
Yeah.
Because like what I was trying to say is like you weren't just like,
yeah.
It was like you were going like a couple strokes, and then you would like kind of go back. You would go back a little bit, look at it, and then go do something else. And then when you would go back again, you would go back a little further.
Yeah.
Look at it, and then hete ganum, and then you would go back even further. And then it was different. I'm just looking at the whole process. I'm like, this is, and I'm looking at the work, looking at you doing all this. I'm like, I don't know how people do this. It's crazy because I'm looking at them like, how does this calculation happen? How do they know where to go, what to look at, what to put where? And then when I think you guys posted it today, Che, like what the final thing.
It's like the zoomed in crop version. We
haven't
posted like the actual thing.
Thing,
Like, this is what it looks like. You know what I mean?
So the version that I saw, I'm looking at, I'm like, oh man.
I think tomorrow we will.
Perfect. Yeah.
Tomorrow we will, just so it's like gets a little more hype. I mean, we're showing it every day, but as far as the process goes, it's just I'm figuring it out on the spot too.
Is that usually how you approach your work? In general, like anything.
Figure it out.
Like that?
I mean, you have the general idea of what you want to do, and then you do a section of it. You step back to see like if you check to see if it's balanced, if it's making sense to you, if it's still feeding into the bigger picture of what the final product is going to be. That's every time you step back and take a break, you're like, okay, because when you're up this close to it and you're painting, you're really close. You don't get to see the entire thing. Right. Especially the bigger the canvas, you have to step back. You just step back, see if everything's balanced, it's cool, it's looking good, they have the right colors there, and then you plan your next move, you attack it again. Come back again, plan your next move, go back again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
how long have you been
doing art?
Art, yeah.
All my life.
Really?
I started as an animator.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to get into animation. And so I love cartoons. You know, I mean, Tom and Jerry, like full SpongeBob.
When you say start as an animator, like what age are we talking?
Like as soon as I would always draw cartoons, so I would watch cartoons, and especially Tom and Jerry, and I would be like, I want to be part of I want to create that. I want to create. I want to be part of that. So I would just draw cartoons. You know what I mean? So, and when I came here and then got introduced to the whole like Disney and everything. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. You know, like I want to be an animator. So went on that path, went to school for it, took like 1 million classes on drawing, figure drawing and all that. And then got to meet animators that are in the field at Disney, got to do some like tours and everything. And just the more I got in depth, the more I realized I'm like, wow, it's not the same anymore. Everything's digital, first of all. Nothing's really on paper anymore. It's hand drawn, but it's all digital mostly. And then there's like all these, it's too digitized. Right. It's all formulas and stuff now. And I got to meet some of the animators that are in the field, and they're all trying to get out and do their own thing. I'm like, oh man. And it seemed too assembly line assembly line cubicle. I couldn't do it. I'm like, no.
When was this? Like, when did you?
This was like in my college careers.
Okay.
Yeah, during my college times of just like what was like a good 5-6 years ago.
So like when you realized that, were you like, oh crap?
Yeah, it was devastating.
Like what you're describing, like your whole life, like I'm gonna do this. You see what's happening, like, oh
yeah,
this isn't it.
I'm practicing on paper, but you go to those like to apply, they don't care about your paper drawings and animations. They care about what you can you use this program? Can you use this program? I'm like, no. They're like, okay, great. So like you have to learn these programs, and you have a puppet that you like manipulate and move around, and you record their key poses and stuff. I'm like, nope, this doesn't work. I like to be hands-on, and it didn't work out.
I feel like that's the part of, at least for animations, it seems like that's the element of it is like you actually doing it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
so
for a cartoon, like I don't associate. Well, maybe other people do. For me, I don't associate it like, oh, this was like a digitized thing.
yeah,
So because I feel like I remember growing up. You remember Fairly? What was it? Fairly Odd Parents or
Yeah,
Fairly? Whatever.
yeah, of course.
I always forget is it Fairy or Fairly, whatever
Fair.
it was. So I remember Envacht when Nickelodeon, when I would watch it, they had like this one scene like in between commercials where they would show like the animator show like himself drawing Cosmo.
Yeah,
But he was drawing it. He's like, first, I remember like he was like, I usually start with like the letter C.
Yeah,
And then I do this and I do this. And then you see him and then like it speeds it up and it shows like the whole process. And then you look at it like, holy crap, it's him.
yeah.
But it was all by hand. And like, that's why like, I think from seeing that, like I've always associated it with a like hand aspect of it. Because I feel like the more it gets digital, and there's the digital aspect of it, yeah, like for like graphic arts, but on that, I can kind of see it more being that. But for that, I feel like it takes it away. Like I don't know.
It's not
takes
the
thing
same
away.
essence. It's a hand-drawn animation movie. You watch it, it's just not the same. Both are beautiful. Both are amazing. Both take a lot of time. But there's something about the hand-drawn animation that you're just like, oh man, like each pose, each movement from this to this, it's not done. And the computer already has this, like your hand is like this, and they just move it here and lock in the frames. And like you still have to understand how a hand moves for you to be able to get it from here to here and for it to look natural, right? But in hand drawn, you have to draw it here, you have to draw it here, you have to draw it here, you have to draw it. You have to draw each one to get it to this pose or whatever, as they're doing, you know, the full thing. So it's that essence of that. You have to understand movement, so it flows better. This is my personal opinion. You know what I mean? So when I found out it's all digital and it's just not the same of drawing, because I love drawing so much, I was just like, oh man. So that's when I decided, I'm like, okay, let me see what my brain has to say and create, and see if I can actually build an audience that like enjoys my art and gets my message. You know what I mean? So, and I did 4 years ago.
So after that realization of, nope, this isn't for me, you're like, I'm just gonna do my own thing.
I was working at a backdrop company called Garage, and we would do backdrops for like films and plays and whatever, you know, like in Americana, when you walk into the movie theater, you know, that humongous painting right up on top of like there's horses, trains. It's like this
when you're in the lobby.
That lobby, huge painting, things like that. Like I helped with that painting, you know what I mean?
That actual one?
That actual one.
I used to work there.
You used to?
Yeah.
In AMC?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I miss AMCs, man.
Yeah.
This pandemic needs to end.
Yeah.
So like things like that, backdrops and stuff. So while I was working there, I was studying animation and everything. And I worked there for 4 years, went to school at the same time. And then during that process, I was like, okay, I was hand painting these things. I'm like, okay, let me just see what I can paint too, incorporating my cartoons within my paintings. And then I did, and I developed, kind of started at school. I would always like scribble the calligraphy that I do now, but a much different version, because it's been finessed and until now. And so I used to just scribble that in my notebooks, and I started including that within my cartoons, just combining things that I've been doing for a long time, and then just exposing it to people, and people like got good reactions. They're like enjoying it. My thing is feel good art. I love art that just makes people feel good, happy, you know. So so I started doing that, and I saw that it was catching traction. And then while going to school, and then I think it was on a Sunday, I went and met with my counselor, and I told him, I'm like, oh, listen, like I was at Woodbury, and this was in 2015, I think. And I went, and I'm like, all right, I think I want to try my, like, see what I can do by myself, like without like going at full career moment, you know, without being an animator. And he's like, go for it. That Sunday, I put in my leave of absence to Woodbury, and then on that Tuesday I had a mural job, and from that Tuesday to this day I have not stopped working for myself.
How did you get that mural job? How did you, in 2 days?
It was
already scheduled.
It was like scheduled. Yeah, it was scheduled, but like it was in the works, because once I started exposing my art, and then I came up with me and my friend came up with the name Dehmq. Well, he called me a Dehmq, and I'm like, oh, that's a good one. And then checked Instagram, it was available, so it was great.
And it's just at Dehmq, right? There's no dash, nothing.
And I put the H in there for all my guts to be able to pronounce it. Because they would say Dehmq. Dehmq. And I'm just like, what? And also, I didn't want to confuse people with the Dehmq show, because they had their own thing. I don't want to confuse anything.
My buddy outside's like, so the guy today is a comedian. I'm like, no, not Dehmq. This is DEH. I'm like, I'm pretty. And I was telling him, like, dude, I'm pretty sure he probably threw the H in there so people don't mix it up with Dehmq.
Multiple reasons. And also my name is hybrid too, so there's an H.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Multiple reasons. I love the Dehmq show. They're hilarious. But they're hilarious.
That's crazy. So from that Tuesday, so for 5 years, 5 years it hasn't stopped.
It was a friend's hookah lounge, Cloud9. Not Cloud9. What was it called?
Wave.
Wave? Yeah, Wave.
I've seen it at Wave.
Yeah, Wave. There you go. Yeah, I did the Audrey Hepburn. I did the Joker, and I did the Eminem.
The Audrey Hepburn was, dude. When I was at school in Ohio when that lounge opened, because that was our buddy's brother was one of the owners there.
Yeah.
And they told me, they're like, his brother's opening up a lounge. I'm like, why does everything happen when I'm not here, bro? Like, I'm like, I come back in town, as soon as I leave, I'm like, dude, that's crazy. That's pretty sick. Like, it was so out of nowhere for me. And they're like, yeah, dude, you got to see like the artwork inside. It's pretty sick. I'm like, cool. Came back, and then we went, and I see him, and I'm like, dude, it's so well done. It looks like someone just like took a picture and just like smacked it on the wall.
Thank you.
Like, especially, and I'm sure you get this one, all of them, honestly, but especially because I really like the Joker movie. So I look at that one, I'm looking at it, I'm like,
that one's wild. The smoke just spewing out of his mouth.
So this is all hand done?
That was a hand done.
That one you just went on the wall and started working on?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I drew Joker out with all of them. Eminem, Audrey, and also the Wave.
But you drew him out.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything you're using, any kind of a molding, or you're just literally?
I mean, I use a projector for like things like that. For murals, it helps using a projector. I mean, I can freehand draw it too.
You can?
Yeah, I can freehand draw the face too. It's like I've taken art classes enough to
That's
like
still
I
crazy
can draw.
though, because I'm thinking more of the scaling of it.
Yeah, scaling.
Thinking like something that big, like on paper, I can see it being a little quote unquote easier, but like then spot it out when you're thinking, I'm like, holy crap.
I mean, with practice, like everything, with practice it gets easier. But yeah, for sure, I use the projector to get exactly, and not to mention it saves time. At the end of the day, it's a business. You know what I mean? You're like, so there's been times where if I want to, I'll freehand draw it, and it just takes a couple hours longer. You know what I mean? But as far as that project goes, because it was my first time. Here we go, murals. Here we go.
I can't believe that was your first time, dude. If that was the result of the first time, that's bonkers.
And that ancient calligraphy is on there. My hieroglyphics on there. That was like I don't even do those characters anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's been a beautiful journey, and it just gets better and better. It's every day you wake up, it's something different, which is amazing. It's never the same thing.
Yeah, man, that's phenomenal. I know. So I knew you had done that. You've done the wall outside of Rouge, right? That's you. Yeah. That one's badass.
Thank you.
Was that because that one I feel like the writing was similar. Was that also
It's the calligraphy? Yeah,
it is, right? Mm-hmm, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one was sick. And then you and Art, those do you do on your own, or are any of those with Art too?
No. The ones that I do with, I have the Brick and Flower ones are me and Art there.
That's right. You have that one too.
All of the Dave's Hot Chicken are me and Art.
That's a big one, right? I was going to touch on that.
It's such a blessing getting in touch with Art there, man. It's been such our relationship that we have.
How'd you guys meet?
We met through my friend Menua, who gets his haircuts there.
Oh, okay.
And it was a good, I want to say like 3 years ago, but it feels like 500,000. So he got his haircut, and he would go to his spot in Noho Arts District, and then he'd be like, yo, I have this friend. And during that time, I was starting to push Dehmq out a little bit more. And he's like, oh, I have this friend. He's an artist. Like, you should meet him, this, that. And Menua got me in touch with Arthur. Arthur hit me up, and he invited me to his studio. And I went to his studio, met with him. I'm like, oh, I'm this artist. He's like, dope, good to meet you. We jived off like this. I did a piece for him. It was like a skull holding those blades that you shave with.
Oh yeah.
It was like a skull with skeletons holding that up like this. And I did that piece for him, and then from then on we just like kind of just became friends, and it just kept pushing, and we did projects together. We did little walls here and there. And then we landed the Brick and Flower projects, and then the Dave's Hot Chicken came by, and I'm like, I don't want to do this alone. And then now they've blown up. They're just pumping.
Are you guys going to be doing all of them?
All of them.
So even the ones out of state, you guys are going to end up going to those?
The main ones, the out of state ones, the main ones we're going to do, but the other ones we're going to do, it's going to be some digital art that they're going to print out and install.
Okay.
There's going to be some that we're going to paint here. They're going to ship it out and install it there. But the main one in each location, like the Toronto one that they're opening up,
they're opening one there too?
Everywhere, bro.
Oh, so you guys are gonna, that's pretty sick.
And the main one, we're going to go. We're going to fly out, do the thing to set the mood.
Right.
Because it's just different. Digital art compared to like actually hand-drawn. It's different vibes. But yeah, I've been doing that. It's been nonstop. It's been beautiful. Got to meet so many people, and Art's been such an awesome help. Splatterhouse and Dehmq just collaborating like with this piece too, you know. So we have his audience, my audience, kind of combined together. Now we have this collective, powerful family, like they're just like our diehard supporters, you know.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys did that. I mean, I'm sure it's not intentional because that's not. I feel like that's not something you can do. Like, let's create like this community of things. Like, no, you just do what you do, and then exactly. Because my friend outside, he's been going to Art to cut his hair for him and my other friend have been going for a while now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like I think from like when maybe like one of his first places he was at. I think it was Envach when he was in North, but like a while ago. So I've known of him since then. I had Art on here, and then we spoke. Oh yeah, but we spoke for a while, and then I finally was able to see Splatterhouse, last Friday. But what I noticed, like each time I met him, and then when I went to the actual place, I'm like, I don't know how. Like I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't know how people like this do something where like they just create something. Like I know he's obviously set everything up there the way it is, and it's still obviously I think he's still not even done yet, probably, huh?
No, it's a work in progress, and
but
it's
like,
gonna keep changing.
Yeah, and you can, but the thing is, like I could feel I'm like the collaboration, the collection, like you could see, like especially for that day too, man, with everyone being there for that audit, but like you can feel like this thing there. I don't know what it was. Like I'm sitting there, like it just seemed like a very creative space, which again I'm sure which is what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like again, the actually being able to create it is what blows my mind. Because I'm not creative whatsoever. So when it comes to like thinking about that kind of stuff, I'm like, how do you do this? How do you bring that kind of surrounding? Because when I put out like Art's video, he had a very good reception. Like, and it was obviously his core people that know him, and that's what I like. Like I like bringing people that have that because it's like, okay, I like this guy's artwork. It's like, you do, cool. Listen to who the guy behind the artwork is, though. Like find out more about him. Like check out why he's like that. Like how he got to that. So it's the same concept with Art. So like his did well. Like it had a good amount of views and stuff, and there was a lot of engagement. Because I look at the metrics too. Cause I'm very like a nerd with the numbers like that. Sometimes I'm looking at it, and the conversions were crazy. Because it's not just like, oh, you look at the picture. It's like you look at the picture, you click on the link, and then I look at the watch time on the video.
Yeah.
His was like way higher.
Amazing.
And it's like, okay, well, it's not a surprise.
Art was throwing some knowledge bombs.
Yeah.
I was just like, I was like, screen record.
Yeah,
save.
I remember you're putting.
I'm gonna write this down for sure.
But that's my point again. Those like that following that he's created you guys have created unintentionally, like just by being yourselves and doing your work.
Yeah.
Is evident because again, it's followed into. It was a long ass conversation too. Yeah. It's like it was a 10-minute, like we just sat down quickly. We were like, yeah, okay, cool, later, bro. You got job like we talked, bro. Like you said, like khorat selling.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a lot that went there, and when people watched it,
so there's a lot to learn.
Yeah, man, it's crazy to me that it's crazy, but it's also not surprising after meeting both of you and talking with you guys that you guys have that. But it's a cool thing too, especially for artists, that you want the collaboration, you want that kind of environment because it brings you guys like inspiration. You guys bounce stuff off each other.
Exactly. It's just the ebb and flow. It's just like we're all going in. Everyone's like putting in opinions. People like to speak up, And one thing to be so proud of as an artist is like you see some of these famous artists that are killing it, right? Like just like have their. From on Instagram, they show that they're successful, right? They have their gallery shows, they're getting their crazy murals. But one thing that like Michael, my friend, like my brother, basically, Michael K, he said that is that you look, because before when I was starting my art career, I would look at these artists and be like, oh my God, wow. You know what I mean? Like wow, one day I hope I can go with them, like be as good as them. And then he would be like, okay, that's amazing, right? They have their gallery shows, big openings, but who do they go home with? Who are they celebrating their successes with? That's what matters. You know what I mean? You can have all these gnats around you, but the lions are what matters. If you're surrounded by like 3-4 lions, that means way more than 1 million gnats.
Yeah.
On you know what I mean? The gnats you just brush off, they're just there. So that's the cool thing about Art has lions around him. And everyone that he cuts hair, everyone's out there doing something, spreading the word or whatever it is. You know what I mean? They all are doers. They're like people that get stuff done, So that's the cool collective because these are people that you mess with on a daily. You know what I mean? You're just like, all right. So when I get my haircuts, I'm interested in what's here. I'm curious. Like, what are you working on now? The communication gets exchanged. Everyone's up to something, spreading a word, spreading something. That's what's so important, so great, and that's the kind of people I highly recommend. And if you do already, those are the kind of people that you need to surround yourself with.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
And Art's done an amazing job. And by doing that, you know what I mean? You get these beautiful souls around you that are just actually have your best interest in mind.
Yeah.
And that's the rarest thing ever.
Yeah, I mean, and I think his success speaks for itself too. I
Mhm.
mean, because he was talking about it too. He's like, because he works with his family trip pretty much what
Yeah.
they do. And then I was telling him, like, dude, it's a lot of times like where you work with family and it just goes to the dumpster immediately, man.
Yeah.
It's hard. You already know these people at like an intimate level,
Yeah.
right? And then you have to work with them. So then like the conflict sometimes it's not just like a regular thing. It's like,
Absolutely.
you know, it's like you guys are blood.
Yeah.
And so like a certain jab might cut a little more, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But the way his logic and how he explained why it's work, he's like, yeah, obviously we've argued.
Yeah.
Like we will yell at Bam, but it's like we understand, you know, at the end, like I think exactly what he's like, we break bread. Like, you know, like we know why we're doing it.
Yeah.
And we have the best intentions for each other.
Exactly.
Like none of us are trying to get ahead of the other one and leave the other ones in the dust. Like he kept saying he's like that scarcity mindset should go with us.
Doesn't work. Exactly.
It's not there. Like
Exactly.
it's like we're collectively gonna go forward.
This pie is huge.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna get a piece of it.
Yeah, so I mean that selflessness and it makes it, it's you know, it's very clear. And then you look at that place. I mean, you see all those people. You don't just go there because for the cause alone. Obviously, like that's a big reason. Like you had all those things, but it's also like people know who Art is. Like those people cutting their hair know Art. It's like, you know what? Yeah, bro. Like I'd love to come. I'd love to be at Splatterhouse. I'd love to do this with you. It's a great cause, great idea. Also, he thought of the thing, right? It's like he didn't have to do it. He's got the space. He's like, yo, whoever's down, you guys come through. Let's cut some hair. Whatever, you know, we'll raise the money and it's all going to Armenia.
Exactly.
Sick. And every chair was taken. When I was there was people getting their haircut the whole time.
That entire day was full.
I had my barber was telling me, he's like, yeah, bro, you're my last haircut. I was like, cool. And then like he stops cutting my hair. He was at his phone for a little bit and he comes back. He's like, sorry, bro. Like I just had someone hit me up. They're like, bro, let me please come.
Yeah.
Like, let me come. Like after this, he's like, and he's just like, well, I'm trying, but it's like, because he's like, we've been here since like 8 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
all day, man. It's that place was full.
Yeah, but it was awesome, man. Like seeing all the people coming in and out. There's like younger kids too, and then there was like someone over here next to me. Like she was selling like, I think something she had worked on herself. I don't know, something looked like she did something like a handmade something too.
The jewelry stuff.
I think
Vertex LA.
Yeah, I think maybe yeah.
Yeah.
So she had like a little, like she was literally just standing. She had like a table or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I didn't see what it was, but yeah, it looked like that was happening.
Really
like,
cool stuff.
Yeah,
too.
there's a lot of cool stuff going around there the whole time.
A lot.
And you had like stuff outside too. People were chilling outside, waiting and stuff like that. It was very cool, man.
Yeah.
I was like I can see why people come here.
It's exciting. It's light energy. It's fun. You know, people like to get involved. It's great, man. I'm excited for this Saturday. Definitely, it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, let's end it with that, bro. But Matt, tell us one more time what's going on this Saturday. Where is there more info people can find out about it and all that stuff?
The main info is on Instagram that you can just totally from Splatterhouse or Eyes Behind Art. Or from me, Dehmq, Dehmq, and Splatterhouse is not House, it's Haus.
Yeah, I'll put the names. Yeah,
Haus, yeah. And so on Instagram is the most info. This Saturday at 7 p.m. we're gonna be at Splatterhouse. And
I'll put the address and
what
stuff
happened?
Too, yeah.
Thank you. And what happened is we got a bunch of other artists to get involved, create a one-of-one piece to raffle off on their own, and all the money that's being collected is going to be donated to Armenia. And we're going to display everyone's art all of Saturday from 7 p.m. to 9 is going to be the opening. And then at the end of the day, we're going to pick, each artist is going to pick their raffle winner. And then the raffle winner gets to take the art piece home. And then we're going to find a business to match our funds and straight to ArmeniaFund, and then do another one soon.
Yeah. That's fantastic, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna try and make it to that. If I can come, I will.
Come, bro. You're more than welcome.
And then I'll tell you again a little more after the fact. I think there might be a business that I know of that might be able to match you guys if they haven't met that goal I was telling you.
Perfect.
So I'll share that with you as well. All right, Dehmq. Thanks so much, man. This was fantastic. Obviously, you know, heavy conversation that portion, but it's like I was telling you, like that's what I want to talk about right now. You know, it's important. I think it's what we all want to talk about.
Absolutely.
Want is it's like we have to.
Yeah.
We don't want this to be happening.
Yeah. And it's good to talk about.
Yeah.
Get it out,
Yeah,
share.
exactly.
Maybe you might know something I don't know.
Yeah,
I might know
exactly.
something you don't know. It's just new perspectives, new ways to go about it. And that's how we spread more awareness.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So thanks again, bro.
Thank you.
Just a matter of when.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And we're looking forward to Saturday, man.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
You got it.